All right. Hello, folks. Welcome to Encounter Roleplay. Hello to those watching live on Twitch. And for those watching on YouTube, make sure to catch our stream live 8 p.m. Saturday, Eastern Standard Time for this live show. Today, I think we're on episode 5, I want to say episode 5. We'll just say it's episode 5 of the Ghost of Salt Marsh, the Sirens Medal. Let's go around the cast and introduce ourselves, who we are, where people can find us, and what characters you are playing. I will pass it off to Pepper.
Hello. My name is Pepper. You can find me on Twitter at MeBeThem4815 and on AO3 with the same handle. I am playing the world's dumbest tiefling ranger, Isobel, and I am Jaegering her animal cat companion, Sasha.
Nice. Okay, we'll pass to the next person here. Alexei, go ahead and introduce your character, where people can find you and who you are.
All right. Hi, I'm Alexei, and I'm playing Jade, our Shadar Kai barbarian. She's a little emotionally stunted, but she grew up in the Shadowfell, so I guess that's kind of a given. You can find me at ASG Creations on both Twitter and Instagram. And on Twitter, that's with 2 underscores, and with Instagram, it's a dot, because I guess we just can't handle consistency across platforms. I've been doing pretty good. I am now officially 1 week post-op from gender-affirming surgery, and I'm feeling pretty good.
Woo! That's awesome. That's great to hear. It's big change. Needed change. That's awesome.
Yes.
All right, so we'll pass it over to Lindsay. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about your character, where people can find you on social media, and how your day went in a short amount of time.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Bouchard. You can find me on Twitter at DeBurbles and on Instagram and Tumblr at Something That Says Bubbles, as well as Something That Says Bubbles in the Twitch chat as well. I like to frequent there during the game. I play Zelrora Balin Zeus, the Dwelf fighter, and my day's been all right. It's been pretty chill. Called off work because I'm not feeling so hot, but I have spiced cider, and it'll fix everything.
Woo! All right, let's pass it over to Alex. Tell us a little bit about your character, where we can find you on social media, and a short little tidbit on how your day went.
Hey, I'm Alex. I'm the local Canadian. I'm going to be playing a character called Pick. He is a druid. He is not very smart, but he's quite an insightful fellow. He's trying to figure out what he's going to do with his powers and how to use them, and we'll see what happens. This week's been a little interesting. I had a few medical issues that put me in the hospital Tuesday, but beyond that, I've been pretty well, thank you.
Awesome. We're glad to have you here, and we're glad to have everyone here that's here and recovering. I know some of our cast members are sick, so the people who aren't here today are feeling a bit under the weather. And then I'll go ahead and introduce myself, and let's go from there. So I'm the Dungeon Master. My name is Michael Sinclair II. You can find me, Michael Crits, on Twitter, on Instagram, and those are my 2 main social medias I share. My day / couple weeks since we've been gone have been crazy. But a big move from Redlands, California to Spokane, Washington, which I am now here. If you notice a change in my environment, that's what that is. And today, I'm just going to speak a little bit about my mental health, because it's good to be aware of that and let you folks know that people like me go through it. So I'm on a kind of a little break here between work life and school life in the move, and because I'm not up to anything big in my life at the moment, like presently, I'm going to school in fall, but as of right now, I don't have anything going on. So it's a little bit panic attack inducing, and I'm trying to manage that. So if you see me acting a little bit weird today's stream, that's why. But my lovely cast is going to support me. I'm going to get through this. Everyone's going to be great. And so we'll go into our sponsors for this week or this month for Encounter Roleplay. So this week we're sponsored by the Spy Game, a D&D 5th edition compatible spy game with action, espionage, clandestine organizations, and secret agencies. You take on the role of a spy running intel, which is super cool, and engaging in wet work. I don't know. Wet work? Can I say wet work? I don't know what that means, but it sounds suggestive. To ensure the security of the world from corrupt governments and the evil machinations of rogue villains. It's coming to Kickstarter soon, and Quickstarter PDF is available on Drive-Thru RPG. Fantasy Grounds is what we normally use. I have moved to a new place, so right now it's not active and running. I have to get past the firewall that this new internet company has. But anyway, we normally use Fantasy Grounds. It should be up next week. It's awesome. It's lovely. All the beautiful maps and roles you'll see Encounter Roleplay using, and us next week. That's what we use, Fantasy Grounds. You can check that out on fantasygrounds.com. You can also get all your miniatures from Wayland Games. Go to waylandgames.co.uk and get yourself a huge range of D&D, Warhammer, and 40k minis for up to 20% off. And then this week, check out our sponsor, Tabletop Loot, who sells incredible dice. And when we hit 20 retweets, which you should see in chat, I forget which way this goes, in chat, when we hit 20 retweets, we'll give away a set of dice in the chat. So you can put exclamation tweet to see what that is. Also, I go like this and like that, but depending if you have better TTV or whatever, your chats could be anywhere. So literally wherever your chat is. And then also, I will remind the audience here today how you can interact with today's game. Today you can you can donate rolls that will affect the game, giving players natural 1s, natural 20s, roll the magic searches, and this month's special, the Table of Pets. So that's what you should donate, and you can figure out how you can donate to affect the game here. If there's a moment that you love during our stream, then please clip it on Twitch, and we'll be using these highlight reels in Twitter. Like this week on the retweet, we have Lindsay's adorable face in our retweet thing, which is super cool to see. So without further ado, we're going to start the show. So last session, more appropriately rather, a couple weeks ago, you folks were sent by Deckhouse Koof to figure out where some missing naval ships have gone. And you were going towards its bearing, went towards the last known location of those ships. Upon going there, you found some sort of either portal or some sort of alteration of a world or planes that kind of dropped waterfall slash, kind of like a wet roller coaster ride, got you to another plane where you folks kind of not crash landed, but drift landed. What is it? Like Need for Speed Boat Edition. You folks just kind of drifted into this new place with a huge clash of water. Your navigator, Aine, which is a sea elf, she confirmed that this kind of the star, sun, whatever she uses to navigate, wasn't lining up with her charts or anything she was familiar with, which caught her off guard, and she's trying to figure out where you folks are. The whole crew is trying to figure out where you folks are, and that's where we left off at our last game session. So, with all of that, how do you folks want to continue today?
Well, Zelrora is crouched down on a corner of the ship, just holding on to whatever's nearby, and Nikolai, her pet weasel, is just like wrapped around her neck like a little scarf and just shivering. And she's just like sitting there, just like, what in the Sam Hill just happened?
You see Aine poring over charts and her nautical charts and trying to get a couple of her instruments and figure out, like, looking at the sun, looking at you see nearby that on the before the horizon line that there is some sort of land or some sort of thing out before the horizon, so quite a bit ways off. But you see Aine trying to figure out where you folks are with the tool, and she's kind of getting confused and looking over all her navigation charts, and she's like, I can't figure out where we are. This is strange. Oh, just give me a moment. I'll figure this all out. Just bear with me. And so you just still see her like face dug into all of her navigation charts. You hear Dorothic just kind of running around the boat, trying to figure out if there's any enemies around, or trying to get his own bearings. Like, where are we? Oh my God, this shit's crazy. I can't believe we're okay. I've never been through something like this before, and I've been through a lot. Okay, so the fish still look like fish. The water still looks like water. I'm still Dorothy. Are you still you? And he's looking over at you, Isabel, just like trying to figure out his own. It looked like that whole weird paradigm shifting waterfall kind of just screwed his mind a little bit there. Oh, you're muted.
Sorry. Isabel is just gonna just run her hands over the horn that's kind of going at an angle.
Sure.
It's like, yeah, I'm still me. And she's gonna immediately look at Sasha and just kind of like run her hands over the cat, stick her hand in the mouth, see if the cat's okay.
The cat, right when you like put your hand in her mouth, she like just throws up this like, kitty like throw up with like mixed with hair, kind of like a pseudo hairball vomit. And then through her training and that you've done with her, she's about to lick it, and you kind of like boop her on the nose, and before she's able to like lick it up, she stops and looks at you. Yeah, so all of that is happening. You see what? Jesus, it's been a while. You see the captain of the ship basically tell the whole crew, put down the anchor, put down the anchor. We're just going to sit here for a bit while we figure out our bearings. Everyone, muster up on the main deck. And so he kind of calls everyone to muster up on the main deck. What do you folks do?
Pick is he's just standing there, and he's just got his hands on his hips, and he's just looking up at the stars. He's just shaking his head, and he looks down. He takes out a little box, and he opens it. And he takes out a little hand-rolled smoke. He puts it in his mouth, and he lights it. There's something you don't see every day. It's gonna be interesting. And he just smoking goes over to the lineup.
Okay.
Just like
so we'll
casual, totally relaxed. Like nothing's phased him.
So we'll say at this moment it's dusk. So the sun's a little bit out, the moon's out, the stars you see certain stars that are out. At that moment you seem to, however you folks gather that you've traversed from the place that you were to you are now, there was some sort of time change that you've gathered. While all you folks are muster up, you hear Jamero say, all right, there is no guidelines for us to follow here. This is
not normal for sea navigation. So, let's just stand up and watch for this night, and then it appears that there's a light tower over there that I've seen kind of blinking its lights. Let's stay out here for the night, and have 2 watches, and then from there, if everything seems like it's okay, we'll head on to that port. Do I have any questions from the crew?
Can I have a lookout for that light?
What do you mean a lookout for that light?
Like, would I be able to see it? Like, if I have a look around?
Yeah, you would able. It's like a small little blip that you would see. It being dusk now, it's a little bit harder to concentrate. But if you kind of focus your eyes out, you can't tell the distance at the moment. Anywhere between 8 to 11 miles out, you see this little blip that kind of just seems to intensify, and then slowly go back down again, and then intensify, slowly go back down again.
Is it regular, or is there like a pattern to it? Or is it just like when it's circling around, just back and forth and back?
Yeah, from far away you gather it's a normal cycling of a light tower, like a
okay.
Lighthouse?
You notice it, like a lighthouse, like it's a normal cycle.
Okay.
Because you can't sometimes, unless it's dark, really dark right now, or dark and misty. Sometimes you can see, that telltale like we see in movies or shows, like the actual rotation of light. But when you're super far away, it just looks like a faint in and out.
Oh yeah.
So, that's what you see. Jamero left off with a question to the crew. Do any of you folks have a question at the moment?
I'm wondering if Jade would have any way to sense if they were on another plane other than the material plane, simply because she hasn't lived on the material plane for most of her life.
Go ahead and make a Arcana check for me.
Okay, Arcana. Let me pull up my character sheet real quick. So
That would be more
remember
helpful
what my score is.
if you folks were going to like the Shadowfell, the Shadowfell, or something akin to it. I'd feel like you would have some innate sense, but something that's not that, I don't know if you would automatically detect it right away.
Okay, let's see. Arcana. I get a +2. 13.
You have no idea. To you, you feel like you're still on the material plane.
Well, that was helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Jade is just going to be rather quiet because she has no idea what's going on.
Okie dokie. Alrighty. So, Jamero looks out to the crew and says, "Okay, watch bill coordinator, which is you, Isabel, correct? Because I think he's like, okay, make sure we have proper watches for the night. And then if anybody comes up to the ship, come awake me in my captain's quarters. For now, I'm going to be planning and talking back to Decca's Koof to figure out our next mission, the next task we need to get done. If you can do that for me, give me the watch bill. That would be wonderful."
Aye, Captain.
All right. Well, if you're not on watch, do as you would like. However, if you're up on above decks, just make sure you keep an eye out and be cautious of what you do or what you see out in the open ocean. Everyone got it?
Aye.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Sir.
He dismisses you folks and goes into his captain's quarter.
All right, so I want first watch. Who wants second watch?
I'll take second watch.
Who wants the last one?
I'll take third.
All right.
So as you assign the watch bill, are you done with it and handing it over to
Yes.
Jamero? Okay, so you hand it over to Jamero. Jamero's like, okay, I want 2 set of eyes at all times. So get the other people on the ship to accompany you folks during this watch. So, for instance, we have anyone like Aling Teria. We have the ship cook. We have Latrell. We have many people on board. Make sure you just do it in pairings. I'm trying to be extra cautious to make sure that we don't. There's no surprises tonight. We've already had one surprise today, so let's keep it tight.
I'll stay up on the first watch then, eh, boss?
Sounds good. Go ahead and annotate that, Isabel, and just complete this watch bill. I trust you from this point forward. Looks good so far, though. Hands it back to you.
Isabel, among the crew and see who wants to take second and third shift.
Okay, so it looks like Latrell's going to take the watch with you, and then Ralnor's going to take the final watch with whoever you sign there.
With me.
That would be Jade.
Jade? Okay, so Ralnor will take the last watch with Jade. Alrighty. So, unless there's anything you folks want to do in the meantime, during your watch or in between watches, just go ahead and let me know, and we'll figure out from there.
I have something that I was thinking of doing.
Okay.
Are there birds in the area?
Make a... I'll let you decide. Make either a perception or survival, or rather nature. So perception or nature roll.
Check. No, we're definitely going with perception on this one.
Okay.
No, where did my dice go? Of course, I'm missing.
If you can't find your dice, I can roll for you, and you can tell me your modifier.
That is 11.
Oh, okay. 11. You're able to see, like, every 15 or 30 minutes, you see, like, a seagull passing by.
All right. When one seagull comes closer, Pick is going to cast Speak with Animals on himself.
Okay.
And yell at the seagull to come and hang out with him for a minute.
Okay.
Like, hey, I got some food if you want, come on over,
right. You just see it calmly gliding and kind of lofty, flying around. And right when you say food, it kind of seems to like do a quick turn and swooping motion down towards the ship, and like lands right on the a railing on the side of the ship. It's like food.
He's gonna pull out like this half a loaf of bread that he has from the morning, and he's just gonna start picking pieces off and tossing little pieces to the seagull. He's gonna be like, I gotta.
Getting after the bread as you throw it in the air, and then continue.
Oh, I got a good bit here, but I'm gonna need some advice, Do you think you can help me out?
Goes, help? I can help, and it's just like pecking around. And you see another bird kind of come down and start pecking at some of the bread that you're tossing around. So if you want to ask it questions, you can.
Do you know what this land might be called by other people that look like me?
I can't read, but I've heard it, and it's still like eating. I've heard it called Salt Marsh, Salt Marsh, Salt Marsh, and it's just like still chewing up some bread here or there.
Alrighty. He's gonna toss some more bread. He's gonna be like, "Thank you very much." Do you know how far land is from here, eh?
Well, you can see it. I'm pretty sure, even by your weak human eyes, and it's still like eating your bread.
Well, yeah, eh? But you gotta make sure just to be careful, eh? You don't know when there's always predators around.
What's a predator to you? You seem big, and you have a big ship, and it's still pecking, and it's starting to get closer to your source of bread, whichever you've been throwing it out of. It's getting closer, and another bird joins, and another bird joins. So now there's like 4 birds that are like kind of picking at the bread and getting closer to whatever source you're throwing food out of.
One more. Well, I just got one more question, eh? How's the bread, eh? Do you really like it? It's a new recipe I tried.
Love bread, good, very bread, and they all like bread, bread, and they're just all kind of devouring the bread. Go
Like the sequel from Finding Nemo.
All right,
a little bit.
He's good.
Does 11 hit you?
Just a sec. Yes, it does.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So you take 3 points of damage as just like a swarm or flock of like seagulls are starting to quarrel among themselves of like the leftover bread that you've been tossing and get towards your bread source of like your bag wherever you're throwing it from, and they're kind of like getting. You just hear a flurry of like bread, bread, good, yeah, give me, and it's just like
Sasha!
Sasha.
you just-
Her and take a swat at some of the seagulls.
Cat don't like big cat don't like go nah.
He's gonna pick,
like scatter.
Pick is gonna toss the bread back into the corner where they can just leave him alone and munch at it. You're in it, boys. Just don't do that again.
They end up scattering, and Isabel, as you see or hear him say this, you look over and you just see like a whole bunch of like claw marks on his like face from all the seagulls who like asked him all these questions. He has like some slight bleeding, just a little tiny trickle, like beading of blood, not dripping, but beading.
Honestly, I know people that he's just gonna turn to Sasha and he's just gonna be chatting with Sasha and he's just gonna be like, honestly, I know people that calls them rats of the sky, but I know rats that are much nicer than them birds.
Sasha says, well, how would you ever expect rats that can fly near the sea to be any better than land mice?
That's very astute observation there. Thank you.
They're literally rats that can go fucking anywhere.
Right. So bad. And so he's going to write down just a note, just what the land is called and what the how far he's judged the birds have judged the distance to be. And
Okay, so you gather you're
all
about
right.
you gather you're about 9 nautical miles out.
He's just gonna he's just gonna head down to the captain's quarters and knock on the door.
Come in.
And he enters.
Pick.
And he's just gonna be, Captain, I was just talking to some of the local wildlife, and I got some information,
Okay, lay it on me.
Apparently, the lands that we're nearby is called Salt Marsh, and we're about 9 nautical miles from land. So,
It's good information.
I couldn't get any more. The little rat bastards, they too greedy for their own good, eh?
We have rats on board.
No, they're just seagulls, sir.
Be careful what you say. I was going to have you sweep the whole ship for rats.
That's what we got the tiger for. That's a good idea. All right, sir. I'm gonna go finish watch. Thank you very much. I just thought I'd let you know.
Hold on. Before you go, go ahead and tell Aine about what you found out. Remember, she was our navigator. Tell her the information you have so she can write that down in her notes.
Yes, sir. And he's gonna turn around and head out and head straight for Aime's cabin where she would be.
Okay, so you head over Aime's cabin. Aime actually has a small little cabin that's, if you're looking at the ship, and because the cabin corner's on the rear of the ship, so as you look towards the ship, it's going to be on the left, but the ship's right, and it's a small little cabin. This ship construction is a little bit unique, where it has a captain's quarters and the navigator's quarters like right next to it, but smaller, and so the captain gets less space, but the navigator has more place to work. You see her in there, kind of looking through all her maps and trying to figure out everything else that's going on, being flustered. You knock on her door, and she goes, "Yeah, come in, come in."
I was talking to some of the local wildlife, and I found out what this place is called.
Okay, lay it on me. What is it?
Apparently, it's called Salt Marsh.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's what the gull told me.
Okay. Let's see. Salt Marsh. Just stay here for a second. Let me jot that down.
Right.
And you're in there.
We're about 9 nautical miles from land, they said as well.
You see Aine, the most frazzled she's been. You see like her hair kind of tufted up, and she's a very like geeky, attractive lady for being a sea elf. Has her glasses kind of crooked at the moment, just flustered. You see some of her tea is spilt, and the place smells like cigar smoke because she's just like trying to stress cigar smoke her way into peacefulness because she can't figure out where she is. After a little bit, she figures out, okay, that's not in any of my maps. I don't know where we are, but we must not be in Sunken anymore. Okay, well, it's good that we have that information. I'll relay that to the captain that we may not be in Sunken anymore. And, alright, is there anything else?
Oh yeah, one more thing. And he's gonna pull up a little. It's just like a mini pot, and it's got like one little plant in it. And he's gonna put it down in front of her, and he's gonna use a touch druidcraft to make it bloom. And as it blooms, like a sweet scent is gonna start filling the room. He's just gonna just give it a little bit of water, eh? That'll help you relax. You look like you could need it. It's not drug or anything. It's safe. My sister grows these out in her herb garden. Takes care of them. They're real good.
I like it. I like my space like I like it now. I really appreciate it. Thank you, but please just take that. Just take it away from my workspace. But I appreciate it.
Spread it around a little. It's just you gotta take care of yourself, okay? Because we can't. You're one of the most important peoples on this ship, and we can't have you going nuts like we can the rest of us, okay?
All right, I'll remember that. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. If you ever need anything to relax, you just let me know, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go finish my watch. I'll see you later. He's just gonna hold the flower to him and give a little sniff and just smile and walk away.
When you close the door, she's like, "You're on watch. You're not supposed to be down here." You hear it through the door.
And he's just gonna go back to his watch.
Okay, so you're up there. Anything else anybody wants to do at this moment?
Zorora's just gonna find a corner and lay out on the deck of the ship until her watch.
Okay. And you're with Latrell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Latrell's up there with you, and he is the whole time you hear him kind of like singing a lyric or two and a couple tunes, humming to himself, and like couple points he actually like sings a couple of deep piratey R&B songs, whatever that sounds like, and you're able to enjoy that because everyone else is sleeping at this moment, and it's just that's what he does to pass the time. He seems to not even notice you, and he's like singing his pirate R&B. That literally should be a genre of music. Anyway,
Love it. After a bit, after she's calmed down a bit, she'll take out her handheld harp and just sort of play along with him.
He's like, okay, I like that. All right. Yeah, okay.
and he like breaks out into another like tune, and he's talking about Lilac, about the lover that you may have heard ship rumors about, a former love interest of his, and he like breaks out a pirate R&B song to Lilac, and you guys flow for a second. You flow for like, it helps the watch go by, and eventually your watch comes to an end.
Nice. Zora's gonna not return to her hammock. She's just gonna sleep out on the deck of the ship.
Okay. You do so. So you sleep on the deck of the ship. Everything's great. Your watch passes. The next watch happens, which is it you, Jade, and Ralnor?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You have your watch with Ralnor. And he's just like, oh man, I feel, man, like, I just feel like my alignment's all off. I feel like I can't feel the stars align. Do you get what I'm saying, Jade? Like, I feel like my chakras are all off.
Yes,
I can't figure out. I feel really upset. Like my I don't know. Usually,
I understand, but I cannot offer anything to help.
Okay. All right. Well,
I don't know where we are either. Everything is very different and yet the same.
yeah. All right. Well, as long as I'm not the only one going through it, I'm gonna try and meditate through this. Not during watch, of course, but.
Good. Yes. Meditating can help.
All right. Well, let's just try and get through this. Let's just, during our watch, we should just like connect and connect with the sea, and this will be great. So, his watch your watch just goes through, and you feel a bit more peaceful and serene having your watch with Ralnor. That goes. Next morning happens. You hear Jamero say,
All right, everyone on the ship, get in position. We're going to be heading into the port of Salt Marsh. Prepare yourselves. I don't know if we'll be received or there's going to be a battle, but just prepare yourself. It's an unknown port. We have no idea. Okay. Everyone ready?
okay, so at that moment, I think there's some feedback. Someone may have their volume super high. Anyway, you folks, Jamero and Aine start leading the whole ship over to the port of Saltmarsh, and as you folks get closer and closer, you see that there are fishermen on their way out towards the ocean, seeming like, and they're kind of all looking at you. Folks pass by. They're just kind of curious and looking as you folks pass by them, and then they just shrug and continue on their little boats heading off to the ocean. You see the lighthouse get, and this is at dawn, so it's still a little bit dark. You see the lighthouse. Now that's morning time, a little bit more misty. You kind of see that telltale lighthouse kind of starting to do that rotation of light. You come in, and the town doesn't seem like there's a lot of lights happening. There's not a lot of like light sources coming from the town. It seems like it's dark at the moment. But the pier looks like there's more lights and activity on the pier as people are getting ready to start their day. Being a fishing community, most of the action and stuff is happening towards the pier. As you folks come in, you just see fishermen grabbing their nets, putting them together, storing them into their boats. Couple of you folks end up hopping out and securing the ship to the port. And it's an easy enough procedure. They were able to accommodate, their pier accommodates your size of ship. And you folks are now docked at Salt Marsh. The captain, Jamero, steps off, and you see him speaking to another fisherman. Who should I talk to about coming into port here? Let's see. The fisherman kind of like he shrugs at him and says, "Well, I don't know. Maybe you should speak to Gellin. Gellin will probably know what to do. I know where you're from. Where are you folks from?" Jamero goes, "We're from Negastan." Fisherman's like, "Never heard of it. Are you guys aren't here to... You guys aren't pirates, are you?" And Jamero goes, "No, the opposite. We're mercenaries. Depends what you think a pirate is, but we're just mercenaries. We're not here for any trouble. So, but Gellin, I can go see Gellin." Guys, yeah, just, it's not hard to find. You can, I think he has a house you can go visit, and you can go talk to him. Jamero goes, turns to the crew and says, "Okay, I'm going to meet with this Gellin person, and I'll be back. Feel free to do what you like, but be back at the ship by 10 a.m. Right now, you know that it is about 6 to 7 a.m., so you folks are able to go off and do what you would like, but he kind of gives you the... And by that, he's trying to tell you to like investigate the town and figure out what's going on, as well as he's just trying to meet with some sort of point of authority in Salt Marsh. So he kind of turns to and walks down the pier, seeming to ask people along the way how to get to Gellin's house. This moment, I'm going to quickly use the bathroom as you guys figure out what you're going to do. I'll be right back.
No worries. Quick question first, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Did we level up?
Did y'all level up? Yes, you did.
Ooh.
So if you guys want to do those things right now, I'll be
Yes,
right back.
I do.
Hooray!
Whoa, level up.
Oh wait, that's copyright.
Oh no! We've been demonetized. Whoops.
Might take me a minute to do all my leveling
Oh
up,
no!
but...
Oh my god, I lost to die.
No!
No!
Oh god, no! Oh, it's a travesty.
Get it before it becomes the cat toy.
But I just rolled 20 for my hit points.
Nice. Solid. I now have 22 hit points. My god.
Amazing. I need
We
to
are moving up in the
start
world.
doing things. Okay, let's see how I can do this. Excuse you? Go back outside.
Is that Shaniner's?
Yeah, she just pushed the door open.
Baby.
All right, folks. Sorry about that. Back.
Baby girl.
All right, so you folks all leveled up.
I'm working on it.
All right. As you work on that, so yeah, you folks are kind of free to do what you would like for. Seems like game time 4 hours, not stream time game 4 hours, but game time 4 hours. You folks are kind of free to explore or do what you would like.
Quick question: the terrain around Salt Marsh, what is it?
It's that's a good question.
As a ranger, this is important to me.
Yeah, the terrain is going to be it's an interesting terrain. By interesting terrain, I mean it's coastal and it has some plains and farmlands, but there's also a mix of conifers and things like that. So it's kind of like a summery. It's a summery, temperate kind of area. I'm trying to figure out what would like if Oregon had a place that you can farm but also have forests. That's kind of the terrain that you're dealing with. That's on the ocean.
Okay.
So it's kind of a mix of hodgepodge of those type of things.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like the there's a bit of the Great Lakes area that is like that. I know what you're talking about.
Right, a little bit Great Lakesy, if you've ever been. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So quite interesting. And then the place looks like not too big of a town. It looks like a humble kind of sea town. From what you can tell, there's probably about anywhere from 30 to 50 buildings in this town. Some of them more built up than others. Some of them looking of higher class than others, but the majority seems to be low to middle class housing, with small smattering of higher income houses. The place that you come into the smells that immediately hit you are super fishy, like briny, fishy, fish guts. You don't know if that's because you're so close to the pier right now, if there's like a fish processing plant or something like that close nearby, wafting in towards you. And it seems like you have a mixture of, when you look out to the people that are around there, you see a mixture of humanoids, a dwarf here or there. You barely see any gnomes. Like, you see maybe one gnome. You see far away. Go ahead and roll a perception check, Isabel.
Oof. 7.
All right, so you see a bigger humanoid kind of walking his way from west to east on the main, like one of the main routes on town, making his way from west to east. A bigger humanoid, kind of like bulking, kind of head forward a little bit and just kind of starting to move. No one seems to be paying him any mind as he walks through. But yeah, that's kind of the environment that you feel. Right now it's kind of humid and misty. The mist, you can tell, is light, probably going to be breaking down as the sun comes up, but that's the general feel that Salt Marsh is giving you at the moment.
Alright. Zora's gonna take a sec and just breathe. And then she's just gonna kind of like force a smile onto her face and like clap her hands together. Well, new place, new town. Best put our best foot forward. And she's gonna walk over to Pick. Pick, darling. Sorry, hate to bother you. Do you have any extra flowers on hand? Just like small ones?
Yeah, just, and he's gonna start digging through his pouches, and there's just hold your hands out, eh, like this, eh? And he's just gonna start putting it. There's just sorts of all little pots, and you don't even notice where it's coming from. Like his jerkin and his bag shouldn't have this many pockets, but suddenly there's just like an array of plants in your hands. He's like, oh, just have a pick, eh? And I can just make them bloom as you want.
Let's go with this one, and then that one.
Hey, just as you pick, he just makes them, and they just bloom into full flowers.
Love it. And she's gonna take some of the blooms and just sort of like sit cross-legged on the ship, just like right where she is, and then just start like braiding them into her beard.
Oh, do you want a hand with that, eh? My sisters used to like getting that done in their hair.
Oh, sure, if you think you can do it. I'd appreciate
Alrighty.
the help. It's hard to prove.
And he's just gonna join in helping braid and put the flowers in.
Nice.
Okay. That's awesome. So yeah, you're able to do that. Go ahead. All right. So you have a proper beard full of flowers and such.
Perfect. Then once that is done, Zora will thank Pick, and well, I guess I better go walk the town. Care to come with me?
And
you were saying this to who?
Pick.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to come check it out, eh? Gonna think of hitting the general shop, seeing what kind of plants they might have around here. New city, new plants, eh? There's always a new place to go, new people to see, new plants to meet.
New plants, new me.
New plants, new me. Sounds good. And then she will walk off the ship with Pick.
Okay. So you folks walk off this ship, or you and Pick walk off the ship. As you walk off the ship, you see a big, right in front of you, there's actually a big, giant house that's pretty nice looking. You continue walking down and you see a small marketplace that seems to be getting set up, not quite set up yet. People having like fruits come out, some fish that's some raw fish that's out that's been already filleted and cleaned and gutted. You see some people starting to get some charcoals ready to maybe have a cooking stand to make either fresh caught fish by fishermen or whatever street food they're going to concoct there. As you keep walking, you see that there is a you see that there's a big bridge to your left. That kind of, not a big bridge relative to a small town. So that's like their main bridge, and it looks like the main bridge that connects a thoroughway for the west side of the area to the east side of Salt Marsh, and it seems like the west side looks like it's more built up and has nicer buildings, where the right side is more of a hodgepodge of like nicer building or hodgepodge of like lower income, like not as nice buildings, to average to really nice as you push far more off to the right. So more of the nicer stuff are on the outskirts. But it's kind of what you see. You see people walking around. A couple of dwarves you see getting some carts with some donkeys and having like mining gear put in the back of it. It's a small party of dwarves, and they're starting to load up, it looks like. They don't pay you folks that much mind. They're just like, oh, new faces. Everyone's kind of like looking at you folks as like, oh, a new face. But it doesn't seem like they're so taken aback.
And I was gonna ask, it doesn't seem like we don't look significantly different to anyone else, do we? It's not like everyone suddenly looks like purple and yellow and, you know, like weird colors and weird horns like humans, but weird horns growing. Just normal people. Everything looks normal.
Actually, to you, Pick, this is probably the mixture of the people around here more reminds you of the continent you came from, Blayator.
Okay.
In Sunkan, but so definitely doesn't alert anything off that is exotic. There's nothing super exotic going on.
Okay.
And for you, Zalrora, there isn't any. Definitely, there's no mixture of dwarf people. You have seen some elves here. You've seen like 1 or 2 elves. You've seen more dwarves than you've seen elves. And the general populace seems that there's more humans of ages up to, they're on the streets right now, like teens to 50s, 60s around. That's a general people you see kind of walking around this morning time.
Has especially the dwarfs that she's seen, does it look like anyone's taken notice of her distinctly elfish ears? And
make an insight check.
Okay. Roll dice. We will use this one. That's cocked. Okay. That is a 17.
Yeah, so you see a couple of them who've already loaded up, and you see the one last dwarf shutting the door, and he's about to hop on the back of this cart. But you do see like 2 or 3 of them in the front of the cart who are about to just sit in the front and start to nudge the burro along. They're kind of like whispering and looking over at you, and you kind of see them scowl a little, but and they like knock at each other like. Like one's taken aback, and the one just like shakes their head, and then they kind of nudge the burro. I would keep saying burro. That's not donkey. Donkey. My Spanish Tagalog is just. I'm used to saying those in different words. Anyway, they nudge the donkey along. The donkey goes, and you kind of get these weird vibes of you being different or other than, and you don't know what that quite means. You definitely know that they've taken notice, and you know, if you've ever, being a person of color or being someone who's probably of a different gender than the populace, if you ever walk into a room and all eyes look at you for a second and then they kind of like don't know how to process you, or some of them even have like scowls, and then they turn away and do whatever they're doing, that's what just happened to you.
Okay.
So.
Alright.
With just the dwarves in particular. No one else seems to be paying any mind.
Yeah.
Pick is just gonna... Pick his mind is just, he's gonna pop a smoke, he's gonna light it. Can I offer you a smoky?
No thanks, darling. Never found a taste for it, but I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome, He's gonna This is a different place. It kind of reminds me of home, though, eh?
That's so.
Yeah.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from, what's the continent's name again?
Blayator.
I'm from a little town out in the southern bit of Blayator. This is, I'd say about what the closest village looks like, when you get near the oceans. You'd almost say I'd be almost close to home if it, weren't for all the dwarfs, eh? We tend to have more humans like me.
A little too close to home for me, unfortunately.
Well, then, how about we make some trouble then, and then it will really feel like home.
I like the way you think. Come on,
There you go,
I'm
eh?
itching to perform. I'm itching to perform. Let's go find a corner somewhere. And she's gonna walk off and probably go back to the marketplace and just sort of find a corner and do the same deal that she did in Agerstein and just start like doing hand axe juggling and playing her handheld harp and just generally just entertaining and putting on a show.
Alright, make a performance check.
Performance check.
Okay. Quick math. 24.
Quick maths. 24.
Quick math. 1 + 1 = 2.
You get
Quick maths.
a couple copper pieces. You get 4 copper pieces. Definitely the people at the marketplace seem to be at lower income and making their way, but they appreciate the gesture. It doesn't seem like they're used to having street performers there. So it seems like everyone's kind of busy on their tasks, but knowing your audiences and knowing how busy things are and that you're new, 4 copper is actually was a positive sign, like that you played and done well despite the audience being preoccupied and being a new area.
I think every person that tips, and I'm especially keeping my ears out just for nearby conversation.
Sure.
While she's performing, Pick is gonna try and slide a hand of silver piece into her, where she's collecting the money.
Okay. You can do a sleight of hand check.
This is a -1, so let's see what happens.
Natural
11.
Do it.
Natural 20. Yeah, you see Pick like he's you're like
Oh
doing
no,
juggling.
I was jokingly
Oh.
saying natural 20. Did you want me to actually roll perception?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. 16.
Yeah.
16. Yeah, so you see him like slide the coin over to you as you thank someone, and a lot of things are going on. You perceive that. I'd say with that high perception check, you hear something about some mishap or some sort of thing happened to a friend of a friend, like someone who's there at the market. A friend of a friend was killed. A friend of a friend was like their weapons were found, and that a group of the friend of a friend's friend, that group that he was associated with, they were met with some kind of ill fate. But that's what you pick up. Seems like there was like a group of them, but it's in hushed tones, almost in a way that makes you feel like there might be a tinge of a criminal a criminal element to it. Something like smuggling or black market or some sort of. And you weren't supposed to like. They didn't hear you picking up on this at all. So that's what you pick up.
Okay, I will not really acknowledge that, sort of still like keep my ears open for anything. But then noticing Pick try to slide the coin into my hat, like I'll acknowledge it, I'll wink, and then I'll like do like a flourish with my hand axes and then go back to just juggling normally.
Okay. Isabel, I want you to make a... You're still at the ship, but I want you to make a perception check as well. Is Pepper there, Isabel?
Sorry, I was muted. What's up?
I need you to make a perception check.
19.
Okay. You hear some sailors taking off near the ship. They're like pushing off from the pier with a couple buddies, and you hear a conversation like, "Are those guys kind of like similar to the other guys who are around here? I wonder." Saw another weird military ship like that the other day, right, Ken? And then the person responds, "Yeah, I think it was like 3 or 4 months ago. I don't know. Just don't bother. We gotta focus on today's catch." And they go ahead and ship off to the bigger ocean, off the pier, and go do their fishing for the day. Anything else? Anything else you folks want to do before 10 a.m. happens? I mean, you folks have a muster ship with Jamero. And remember, at any time, you don't have to go to any of these musters. You can go off and do whatever you want. Just letting you know the overlapping timeline of important events. Anyway, continue.
Pick is, before he does anything, he's going to try and find a stall that sells herbs and other medical like stuff like that. And he's just going to start picking through different herbs, trying to identify the different herbs that he can see, trying to see if they're ones that he's familiar with.
Make a nature check. You do not find one that's just like someone who's specifically just doing medicine and herbal things, or medicine, like herbs that you use for medicine that you can tell, or herbs that are made for healing properties. You just see a hodgepodge of different. Oh, this spice goes with a good fish. This one goes with a good surf and turf. This one is great for. Just general cooking, potatoes, meat, whatever. And some other ones look... Yeah, it's just more of a hodgepodge. But anyway, what is the roll that you got?
2.
2. Okay. You're having a hard time. Nothing looks the same like you have at home or places that you've ever visited. It's like they're almost the same of things that you remember, like so close, but you're not bridging the gap. And from that, your brain is just not jogging the connections, but they're not so foreign that it sends off alarm bells. You've kind of just like, in the moment of being in this new place, you've kind of lost yourself and are able to focus in on the select herbs.
He's gonna pick through them for a few minutes, and he's just gonna get frustrated. He's gonna be like, hey, shopkeeper dude, what, can you help me here for a minute here, eh?
You hear the shopkeeper. Hello. Yes, how can I help you? And it's just like this old lady who's kind of hunched over, kind of has a light scarf over her head, that's tied up in the front, and kind of like these deep, wool like knitted wool sweater on.
He's
Yes.
going to. He's gonna take 3 gold out, and he's gonna go. Can you tell me, or this money good? Is this money good here, or am I out of luck? Because I'm new in town.
Big spender. I like that. And she you see that she has a good amount of teeth missing, but she has one big honking tooth, and another 2 honking teeth over here, and a couple other on this side. And she bites down on it and twists it. She's like, "Hey, it's gold, right?"
Oh yeah, it's goldy.
Well, then it's accepted here.
Oh, well, I'd like 3 gold and some healing herbs. Yeah, if you got them. I can't seem to figure out which is which. So maybe you can help me here.
Sure, yes. So this one right here, I love with a good roast. And this one over here, good for headaches if you chew on it for about 5 minutes. Helps me out, it gets me through the day. And here's another for you rub it on you mash it up. You kind of rub it together, and then you apply it to your wound. You let it settle right over here. You wrap it up a little bit, and it tends to be some sort of a antibacterial, prevent infections,
Excellent. He's just gonna listen. He's gonna get 3 gold worth of the healing herbs and some of the cooking herbs as well.
No, yes, yeah, okay. You actually can take it all. I could close up shop early and I'll go see my grandson. That'd be great.
Oh, that sounds like a good day. Say, please take care of your grandson. Say hi to him for me. I'll make sure to put these herbs to good use for you, eh? And he's just gonna...
Sure, you weird boy, but thank you.
And she starts closing up everything. As you take a huge bundle of herbs, she gives you these knapsacks so that you can fill up all the stuff with herbs, and you basically just take her whole inventory for the whole day and walk off with it. And then you hear,
he's just...
you hear at that moment, you see all these eyes at the market shift over to you folks, and everyone's like, "Oh, we got fresh fish here. We got fresh fish. Check out my wares. We have some good fish here, all types." And you hear another person speak up and say, "We've got some discount. Oh, discount. Oh, would you come over here?" You just hear the marketplace chirp up once they find out there's a big spender. And that old lady is kind of giggling to herself as people are rising up in tone and tempo, and she's just closing up her shop and walking off for the day.
Yeah, Pick he's completely oblivious to everything around him. He's checking out his new herbs that he's never seen before, and these are so cool, man. And he's planning the meal for the next 2 weeks that he's gonna be trying all this stuff with, and he's already got flavor profiles in his head, and he just heads back, and he just stands around until everyone's...
Jamera. Yeah. Okay. So anything else anyone would like to do? Okay.
I'm just gonna just keep performing. Eventually, head back to the ship. Kind of take the long way around, just walking, perusing the different shops and sites, and just generally trying to get a feel for the town.
Okay. Yeah, you get a feel of the town. You see some other dwarves come back with a haul. Looks like they just came from a long journey, and they make their way towards the west part of town, drop off whatever they had. You see a big orc make his way, the only orc you've seen, make his way from the east side of town to the west, from the hodgepodge place to like the more built up place. And it looks like he's wearing this big burgundy robe with a single rope tied around his waist and knotted. And he kind of waves at you, just a quick wave, just acknowledging your presence, and walks forward. Looks like he may be in some sort of religious garb or something of the effect. And that's all you experience at that time, and then you head back to the ship. All you folks come back to the ship, and you see Jamero there, and musters everybody up.
Jamero says, "Well, okay. For the crew, pay attention. So, we are in, this Gellin fellow did confirm that we are at Salt Marsh. It seems that he did see another vessel similar to ours. We can only assume that it's the two other ships that were lost. Leave west of our position, but once they went west, no one has seen or heard of them since. They also seem to need us to perform a task or get information. So, apparently, they have, they're trying to acquire some sort of treaty or piece of information. We don't know yet. However, there is to the west of here, towards the direction where those ships are on land, however, there is maybe a folk of lizard folk who have, well, you do not know their intentions. They've been around for a while. Seems that they've been having some sort of interactions with the townsfolk here. We don't know what type. We don't know why some of the townsfolk have gone missing. But it seems that they need us to gather some information to figure out what happened, and for what they can understand. Doing this for them may be helpful for this town or city of Salt Marsh, which I can, from my short conversation with Gellin, seems to be a humble town. But they think the best information we may be able to get is from these lizard folk. So, for the price of 700 gold pieces, I was going to send out a small group of the crew to get intelligence or information of these lizard folk, and they said that we may be able to get some information from them. They also said that if we can, maybe some sort of a peace treaty or understanding that we can form between the lizard folk and the townsfolk here at Salt Marsh. Does that seem like a mission that we can... I want to address it to the crew. Does this seem like a mission that we can accomplish It seemed like a mission that we care about. There's some money in for us. We also don't know where we are. Some allies might be helpful at this time, since
I think having allies
have no
would be
berry.
helpful, but if there are people missing, we should try to find them to better ingratiate ourselves to the locals.
it does seem like some of our folks are missing. Some of the folks from the Lakraja Navy. It seems like some folks are missing on their side. So, to me as a captain, it seems like the best course of action is this. So I agree with you, Jane. It seems that this might be our best course of action. The small team I was going to send out is the new folks we have acquired on the crew. It seems that since you have not, most of you in the new crew have not been sailing for as long, you may be better on doing land-based missions, while us more experienced at the sea can stay with the ship and make sure if something happens we can get out. However, we can create another rendezvous point, say if we are not in port by the time he comes back. You folks come back. I don't foresee this being an issue. It seems that they are friendly. This is just to make sure that we have a backup plan. But I think Little Bird, Isabel, Patience, Pig, Zalora, and Jay, I believe you folks might be able to get done what needs to be done. There's a ranger among you. Seems to be someone who's good with finding out new things about nature. Pig, I'm looking to you. We also have another ranger fighter type that might be able to navigate some of this new wilderness, and a couple of you other beefed out people who I've seen you handle your own in fights, so I think what would be best is if we might be able to do this for the town of Salt Marsh. What say you, crew?
I mean, ain't no harm in trying. It's always nice to have friends.
I think it would be a good idea. I think we can handle the mission.
And for more
Why not?
intel, oh, go ahead, Isabel.
Just why not?
You said just why not?
Yes.
Aine, if you haven't figured it out by now, we are not in Sunken. I've confirmed this with Galen. We're in a different world, if that makes sense. However, I'll link you up with Galen to get more info, Aine. But take care, this is a new strange place. Where I can tell many similarities to our world of Sunken. But be on the lookout. Just because everything's new, but it's just like any place that hasn't been explored before. And this is what we excel at here, Arcane Water, or Arcane River. We excel at getting information and finding new places to explore. So handle yourselves accordingly. The place that you need to go is west of here. I believe you can take the main road, and it's a couple days journey from here. However, Galen has reassured me that this town has plenty of resources for you to utilize such you need before you head out on your journey. So, if there's anything else, please let me know. But otherwise, you are dismissed for your mission.
So,
All right.
at that time, Jamero kind of goes back to his captain's quarters and starts calling crew members one at a time from the staying party that's staying on the ship, just so they can start getting a routine going on.
All right. Is there anything that we're gonna need? Probably see if they have a potion shop, maybe around town. Something to heal us up.
Well,
Okay, we getting.
I got enough healing herbs to patch up half the city here, probably.
They fast acting.
Well, they can be.
Okay, so do you need to find a place that has potions or not? Or not?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to find a potion shop.
Okay. Let's see here.
Not that I don't trust you, Pick Darlin, but I think the more we have, the better.
Can't ever be too careful, that's what my sister says. Yeah. They gotta take care of it.
Okay, I think I have it. I am just looking up some quick information. Asking the locals. They point you, they don't really know where you can get, if there's like some sort of apothecary that's around, or apothecary that isn't attached to a rich family. But the general one that they know that you might be able to find some goods is going to be at Winston's store, which is going to be it's going to be on the east. They say that it's east, close to the town church / cemetery. That you can't miss it. It's near the church cemetery, and it's near the Leap. And when you look over, and they say the Leap, you just see this huge cliff. You see that the town on the east side gradually goes up into elevation, which turns off to like a bunch of sea cliffs, and they call it the Leap. It's like they say it's near the Leaps.
Well, that ain't morbid.
You say that to one of the locals, and the locals just like, nah, it's just it's something we call his kids. Some of us jump off of it. It's kind of like, oh, hey, are you part of Salt Marsh? Yeah, man, I'm part of Salt Marsh. I've jumped off the Leap. It's like, but you know, there's times you shouldn't jump off it, like low tide. That's probably stupid, but.
No, I mean, I get it. You gotta find ways to keep yourself entertained. Back where I'm from, Ash Quarry, they had a place called the Early Grave. You don't know why we call it that.
Anyway, you know, little Lucas last summer, you know, shattered his leg that way, but it's fine.
All right, well, thank you kindly, and I'll slide that individual my 4 copper.
Okay, cool.
And then make my way to Winston's.
Winston. Okay, you head over to Winston's, and it's actually a pretty large building, respectively. It's one of the largest buildings in Salt Marsh, and it's, I guess, think of it as small town USA just got a Walmart.
Oh God, I know that feeling too well. No.
It's kind of like that, but it's not a Walmart. It's his own store. It's a local who owns the store. It's just like the only place you can get like almost anything you need. There is no greeter. It's just you walk in. It's more like a warehouse, and so when you come in, there's like a huge gated kind of fence like welcome desk, and the desk there's also wooden another wooden barrier that separates you, but to the right there's like a huge gap where they can push goods through the front door, and you see in the back that there's places where he can put even bigger, larger things throughout to what people need if it needs to go to a big ship or something. But you see this character who looks he has a very he has salt and pepper hair on top, and then he has his beard is whitening, but it's patchy, but he keeps it. And you kind of see him at the moment quickly going through letters as you folks walk in. He's a human male, probably around mid-40s. You see him weathering on his face. You see some freckles on his face. You see like a clarity or sharpness to his eyes, like a quick eye. He already picked you folks up when you came in, but look back down. You see him have a letter opener, and he's kind of like quickly opening these letters at like super fast speed. Kind of uncanny, thinking that he's just like a shop owner, and he's just like, he has this knife or this letter opener. He's just like going through all these letters, like shing, 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 and then he slams the knife down. And it like shakes for a bit. It's like, hey, how can I help you? Welcome to Winston's.
Hello. I was wondering if you sell healing potions.
Yeah, I got a couple healing potions. Are you lot adventurers or something like that? New to town? I know everyone.
Little bit of column A, little bit of column B.
I like a lady who can keep a little secret. All right. Well, respect. Anyway, yeah, we have a couple of those for you if you need them. How many do you need?
How many you got?
How much money do you got?
Why don't you show me your wares first, then we'll talk money.
Smart. Okay. He turns around and he walks off, and he comes back with a dozen like potions and puts it down of all various sizes. He's like, here, I've got my adventurer's pack. At least that's what adventurers are always wanting, and I love it when they come in. They know how to spend money, so. Not that we get a lot of them these days.
Don't get a lot of adventurers, do you?
No, we did back in the day. You ever hear of the Sea Princes?
Can't say I have. Care to enlighten me?
Yeah, sure. So, Sea Princes back in the day. They were causing all sorts of trouble with our town. Kind of fucking hate them. Bunch of us hate them. They were making supply and demand hard to do, if you know what I mean. And eventually they were taken out by a couple of adventurers, a couple of fishermen, the crown, fuck the crown. And, you know, it finally got dealt. When that finally happened and we didn't have to deal with the Sea Princes anymore, not as much adventurers came around. We hardly get any of them these days.
But I always make sure to stock some potions because, you know. And he's like twiddling his pen, his not pen, but his letter opener. He's like, you know, adventurers pay well, so normally, well, I like you're smart, so normally I open up with the potions, and then I'm like, okay, yeah, you know what, I got a couple else stuff in the back. Always end up with the potions. If you ever start your own store, adventurers, potions. Sale, sale, sale.
Duly noted. And so you said it's a dozen various potions?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, unless you want the whole thing, I could sell the whole pack. I mean, oh, sorry. Say that one more time.
You said it was a dozen various potions?
Yeah, so there's like the ones that you folks are a little bit more familiar with, your standard potions, and then you have ones in bigger, more elaborate vials, and then you have one that's like a pint, basically like this wonderful looking pint with a little. Here they would have, it's almost like a mason jar-esque pint that looks very elegant, and at the top there's like a little golden crown on top of it as like a little thing where you could pick up the plug and then like chug it down. So.
So, sorry, so it's a dozen potions, and then I don't even know like the different healing potions. And so how many of each? You said they're varying in size?
Yeah.
Like
so there's about a dozen. So he has 6 of the standard size that you folks are used to.
Okay.
He has 4 of the ones that are bigger than that, and 2 of the pint size ones.
Okay. You said 6 standard, 4 bigger, 2 pint?
Mm-hmm. Give me 1 second. Let me pull something out real quick.
No worries.
Luckily, our board game closet is right next to us in this new house, so this is like player's handbook. Need it, grab.
Solid setup.
New house, new me.
New house, new this.
New plants, new this. New this. Okay, where am I looking at here? There it is. Okay, got it. All right, so are you deciding how much you want to get?
Yeah, well, I want to ask him how much for the 3 different sizes.
All right. So for the normal potion of healing that you know, the standard one, that's 50 gold. Oh, wow. 1 second. Yeah, so you want to know the standard one here? Your first one's 80 gold pieces. Your second one, 70 gold pieces. The next one, 60 gold pieces. And then after that, it's 50 for each. But if you buy the bundle, you buy the whole lot of those ones, I'll sell it for you for 350. If you're just wanting the small ones.
If we're just getting the small ones?
Yeah.
How much if I'm getting a variety?
Oh, the variety. Like, you want one, and one? Like, you want the standard, you want the plus, and then the ultra.
Sure, how much would that run me?
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me look over my financials. He gets a pen and paper, and he starts writing things down and looking at inventory. Okay, that's gonna run you about 2,785 gold pieces if you want
if you want the standard, the plus, and the ultra.
Tempting offer. All right. So, hold on. Quick maths.
While your friend's deciding, anything else you adventurers want? Guess not. Guess nothing in my store catches your eye.
All right. Well, I would just love to get a standard size for myself and each of my friends here. But you drive a hard bargain, sir, really.
I mean, I'm a hard man.
I don't doubt it. How about, if you're willing, you give me 3 standard sizes. I pay $180 and make up the rest in a performance.
No, that's not how this goes. Okay. How about 180? And let's see. I've been meaning, I haven't been able to sell this one thing. You take the mystery item for 20, and I'll give it to you, the whole thing, for 200 gold pieces.
Random mystery item.
Yeah, I got things to move.
That sounds like I'm doing you a favor. I think that's $190.
Fine, 190.
All right. And I will quickly turn to all my friends. And I borrow 10 gold. Just like really hushed whisper, just like quickly turn around. Can I borrow 10 gold?
All right, here's the mystery item. He pops it over to you, and it's this liquid that seems to. You ever seen like those bar drinks or those like really cool like Instagram flasks you can make on your own that has like colors and stuff in it? It's like basically just color with glitter in it. It looks like that's like red and orange, and but when it's sitting there, it looks like that lame kind of color. But then when you start shaking it up and twisting around, it almost looks like looking into a burning fireplace, like a fireplace, like the dancing flames of a fireplace. He's like, just take this. Some people call this that fire, that Alchemist Fire, but you didn't get it from me.
That Alchemist Fire. And then did anyone agree to lend me the 10 gold?
Pick.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Pick. All right, and then I will give him the 190.
Okay.
And that's that Alchemist Fire.
Mm-hmm. Well.
And then the 3 standard potions,
yes.
Right?
Yep. It was a pleasure doing business with you, Zelrora. If you need anything else, best place to come. It's by Winston's.
All right, pleasure doing business with you, sir. And she'll hold out her hand to shake his hand.
He shakes your hand through the gate, obviously. And, yeah.
Cool. And then she will keep... Well, first she'll, like, show the Alchemist Fire and be like, does anybody know what this is?
Does anyone know what this is? Isabel is probably the person who would know what it is.
Isabel, darling,
All right, what do I need to roll?
I mean, you wouldn't know what Alchemist Fire is because through well, Patience would know, but Patience communicated to you like a couple of the stuff she knows, like it's essentially a sticky adhesive fluid that ignites when exposed to air. As an action, you can throw this flask to 20 feet, shattering it on impact, making a ranged attack against a creature or object. Treating Alchemist Fire as an improvised weapon. On a hit, the target takes 1d4 fire damage at the start of each of its turns. So this is like tradecraft knowledge passed to you from Patience.
Sorry, I was just going to say I relay the information to Zalrora.
There you go.
Okay, so it's 1d4. So it's a throw to hit, and then it's 1d4 fire damage on each of its turns.
Yeah.
How long? Yeah. What's the duration?
Until the opponent or the person that you've done it to. The creature can end this damage by... Well, creature can end this damage by using its action to make a DC 10 dexterity check to extinguish the flames.
Okay.
But it's good at starting a huge fire, in a sense, because it just doesn't really stop on its own.
Okay. Alright. Yay, huge fire! And then, so she will just offer that up. Like, anyone in particular want this? Dan? Anyone who just wants to set fires?
I'll take.
Okay, perfect. I will give it to Isabel. And then I will keep one of the potions, and then who has the least amount of hit points other than me? Who's squishy?
Probably Pick.
Pick.
And
How
Pick is
squishy are you?
definitely squishy.
Yeah.
How squishy, Pick?
Nick has 37 HP, or 34 HP.
Yeah, but your armor class is like 4.
No, it's true, yeah. His AC is 10. Everything's getting through.
Okay, I will give one to you, and then who would like the other one?
Give it to the barbarian. I'm good.
Because I'm a tank.
No, but you were taking hits that one time, and you weren't. You were like, uh-oh.
Because I didn't get a nap.
That's
You're taking the healing potion. Take it.
yeah.
Alright. Fine, thank you.
Okay. And then one for Pick. Cool. Alright, well that is the most money that I've ever spent in a single sitting. Anything else?
Okay. So if that's all you want to do at Winston Shop, you guys are out of Winston Shop. You have a couple choices you can make. You can start making your way west to figure out what's going on with the lizard folk and the missing townsfolk, and go from there. or you can explore the town some more. Whichever tickles your fancy.
I'm down for finding the townsfolk.
Okay.
I vote. I agree.
I'm also for finding the townsfolk.
Okay.
We set
All right.
off.
Set off. So you folks start making your way to the west. It's going to take a couple of days, like 2 to 3 days, depending on your movements. Let's see here. Alrighty. Cool. Perfection. So, your first day of travel, you have to go through the whole town again, and as you make your way through the whole town, people are getting out of your way. They take notice. You see a man of great wealth pass by you with his butler in tow, and he's going to go. You see him walking towards near your ship. He has the ports that are close to where you parked or moored your ship onto the pier.
Docked?
The docked, yes. My brain. So, where you docked your ship, a lot of the place around there seems to belong to this person, and he's basically giving orders to all these people. Butler's right there as well. You keep walking past the town. You eventually make your way out of the town, and you see more dwarves here or there in these carts going back and forth on the main road. And then eventually they make your way. You folks are traveling west. Eventually they travel north off to another path. And you just see more of these carts. It looks like mining carts and such going back and forth. So you see clean dwarves like make their way down this path, and then you see dwarves coming back, and they look a little bit more ashy and dirtied up and kind of worked, and they're moving their way back into town. You break off from that, at least that path seemed to go toward all the mines are, and then you go more west, and it seems like the main road or trail that you are using opens up a little bit more, and to where there's not as many people traveling that road. You do see a couple of folks that seem to be traders, like people who are going to be making more trades, and people who are carrying supplies from another place passing by. And once again, that trail kind of veers off and goes more towards the north as you folks just keep pushing straight west. As you keep pushing west, eventually it becomes nighttime, and from that point, you folks can decide to rest or keep pushing. What would you folks like to do?
I vote to make camp, if everyone's all right with that.
I agree, we should make camp. It's easier to stay safe at night. We don't know if we'll be lurking in the shadows.
I can get started on dinner, eh?
Sounds good. Let's find a place not too far from the road, but definitely take advantage of some of these trees here.
Okay, so someone make a nature or survival check to find out if you can see a nice place to.
I will make a survival check.
20. Oh, that is so bad.
10.
Pick got 7.
Okay. So,
Together, that's a 17.
yeah, you folks find a nice, cozy little place to. You folks find a cozy little place to settle in for the night. You still do see some people who look like they're going down some trade route, passing by back and forth, but they all seem friendly. They all seem like they're just busy, and it seems like a nice road. It doesn't. None of it's from your travels sparks some sort of fear or. It's a road well traveled, so you feel a little bit more secure. And there are some patrols actually from Salt Marsh that you see walking these main trade routes still. So you're still kind of around the area where it's a patrol that you've seen like maybe once every 2 to 3 hours, but it's lightly patrolled. Is there anything you folks would like to do for that night? I'll be think about that, and I'll be right back. And then, Isabel, you're muted. I'll be right back.
Whoops. I always forget I'm muted.
It's okay. You're good.
I have it. Pick is definitely. He's just like he's gonna use his mold earth, and he's gonna make like a nice little dip. He's gonna stack in some firewood, and he's gonna set up so he's got a pot over top. And he's gonna start chopping up some vegetables, some. He's gonna pull some dried meat out of his bag. He's gonna toss some seasoning and some herbs in there. And after about a half hour or so, it's just he's got this pot just bubbling away, and everything smells delicious.
Nice.
Isabel also wants to go foraging and see what she
Okay.
can find.
Interesting. You're
I think
gonna go.
Jade is going to meditate while dinner is being prepared
Okay.
to see if she can even still connect with the Raven Queen from this other world.
Interesting. All right, so we will get to. You said you were cooking, so your cooking is probably going to be successful there, Pig. Isabel, you're trying to figure out some of the herbs and foraging for things around here. Go ahead and make a nature or survival.
Like
Huh?
mushrooms or maybe wild rabbits or something.
You ballsy girl.
Like
Okay.
mushrooms, rabbit, something like that.
Yeah, make a nature or survival check.
21?
Okay.
Oh,
Well, you take some time here, and you remember what you should do for the mushroom testing guide, which is just ballsy to no end, but you do it. You want to find some good mushrooms. You're in a new place. You never know. You take a tiny little bit, and you touch it to the tip of your tongue, and as you're foraging for other things, and luckily this one's good because you have to wait like an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours before like the effects of bad stuff happens, but you ascertain that this is probably an edible mushroom. It has some good taste to it. You don't feel any effects of anything bad, so you take a larger bite out of it. Nothing bad happens, and so you know that the first group of mushrooms you got are great and good to go. Anyway, just general knowledge, folks out there, don't test mushrooms. You probably should just never do that. Literally 0 nutrition value, and you'll die most likely. So there you go.
But they taste good.
They do, the ones that do taste good, but they provide no nutritional. Anyway,
I'm a hobbit.
it's my the more you know moment. Don't go in the forest and test mushrooms. Anyway,
Well, I mean, you can. You just might not come back.
I mean, yeah, you'll be the best mushroom you've ever had until you know. Anyway, so
it's the
Your
last
last
one.
mushroom.
it's yeah.
Unless we don't-
And then yeah, you're able to find some rabbits. If you want to try and hunt a rabbit, let's just make you do a attack to see if you want to kind of hunt rabbits.
We're hunting rabbits. Do I need to roll to hit, or?
Yeah,
Can you
yeah, yeah.
hit a rabbit?
Unless you want to make a
Hope so.
trap.
22.
Yeah.
Nice.
You obliterate a rabbit.
No. You basically you headshot a rabbit so you can get most of the meat that you need. And you're able to headshot like 3 or 4 rabbits. So taking your time and being sneaky.
I'm going to clean them before I come back to camp because I don't know if the others are okay with seeing blood and gore and dead
Sure.
skin being peeled off.
However, Sasha's fine by this, and she eats off 1 rabbit. So
Oh yeah,
Before you
I give her
offer.
all the tasty tidbits that people can't eat.
yeah, there you go. Alrighty. So you're able to do that successfully, and then we're going to go to you, Jade. Jade, your connection with the Raven Queen is still good. You still feel a connection to her. You still feel like she feels you feel her presence, and you still feel like she is watching over you, I guess. So
Jade comes out of that meditation so much more relaxed.
hey, new realm.
She's
New
just been
power.
kind of vaguely edgy this whole time, and now she's just like,
Mhm.
okay, not in a completely different universe.
So the
Nikolai's
night
just
goes.
sitting on the ground. Sorry, I was gonna say Nikolai's just sitting on the ground, just like watching Jade, just like tilting his head, very confused as to what this meditation thing is.
And
Is it
Jade is
cool?
just like completely zoned out, not paying any attention to this little weasel.
Love it.
So the meditation goes well. Everything goes well. I pick when Isabel brings the newfound mushroom type and the rabbits that are still rabbits. Let's just say these rabbits are jackalope, so we can finally have a jackalope. However, you don't know they're jackalopes because by the time she gets them to you, they're already field stripped. So,
But what did she do with the horns?
you don't know.
I think Isabel would have brought the horns back as a really cool trophy.
Yeah,
Yes.
cool. Hey, but you're adding to the jackalope thing. They've never seen it yet. So you're saying, hey, I found rabbits with horns on them, but they've never actually seen it. Only you have. So,
Oh, I don't
Insight.
believe you,
Do I
eh?
believe her?
you folks make an insight check. One of you, only
All
one.
only one.
no,
I would
only one.
love to make an insight check.
No, she just
Do you
killed a
want
bunch of
to, Jamie?
rabbits and then found some tiny shed antlers in the woods.
I mean, with my rolls, who knows?
What did you get? Zelrora?
Am I making the roll?
Yeah, I thought so.
Okay. Oh shit. No.
Bye-bye.
Wow.
Take it where it lands. Take it where it lands.
18.
You believe her. So, you folks have a fantastic meal. At which point you see a guard kind of that's patrolling the main road stops and says, "Oh, you guys look like you have some good stuff over there. I've been working this long shift. Looks like it might rain soon, and I probably won't get back for like another 2 hours back to my post. I just need something to hold me by. You mind if I get like a spoon, one or two spoonfuls, just to get me going on my watch?"
Pick is immediately, he's got a bowl out and he's filling a bowl with hearty food. Oh, we can't have the guards going hungry, eh? Then what's gonna happen to the rest of us? Oh,
Thanks.
here you go, eh? And he's just gonna give him a big bowl.
So, where you folks headed?
Oh, we found
we are
out.
going to find the lost townspeople who have gone missing recently.
Missing townspeople.
Yes, from Saltmarsh.
Where did they say they gone missing?
Near where there are lizard folk.
Oh. I think I know the lot you're talking about. I would hardly call them townspeople, though. Well, they are. Townspeople.
Is there a reason why you would not refer to them as townspeople?
More townspeople with criminal intent, if you ask me. They kind of had it coming.
So people who you believe are better off not in society.
No, that's kind of cruel. While I don't appreciate those folks, I don't condone the behavior, and if they're up to no good, then no good things will happen to them. But I don't think they should have probably died from it. I just think they did a stupid decision. So something.
You think they are dead?
I don't know. I haven't seen them since for a bit.
Well, we'll know when we find them.
All right. Well, good luck on your journey.
Have you,
Thank you.
Go ahead, pick.
He's just, after that, he's gonna be like, so, I've heard you had some new travelers coming through, eh? Some new people from new ships and all that. What can you tell me about them?
We never saw them here. I mean, if they're on ships and stuff, they never came on our route.
None that ever came in here, eh?
No.
Well, thank you very kindly.
Yeah. Thanks for the food.
No problem, eh? Y'all hope you take care. Be safe, eh?
Yeah. Can I keep this, or do you want me to bring it back, or I can?
Oh, go ahead. I can carve another one, no problem.
Thanks, guy. And then he just like goes off and like eats and continues his patrol.
Oh, he's just gonna turn back to the group. He was such a nice guy, eh? I really like him.
Very
Anyway,
nice. Very opinionated.
I didn't like what he said about the other people, though. He was being mean.
Oh, well, we're just gonna have to find out for ourselves then, aren't we?
I just don't like it when people are mean.
Agreed. Too many
I
people
understand
are
that. Just gonna.
all right. So, we're gonna go into it's your choice whether or not have watch or not. But if there's anything else you would like to do, we can just go to the next morning or whatever you'd like to do.
I vote for a watch because we're out in the open.
Okay. All right. Let's do this. Everyone roll a perception check for just a general watch.
Oh.
Ouch. 8.
That's
15.
13. 13 for Jade.
Alrighty. Let's do this. Okay.
so good at this, guys. Nothing bad's gonna happen. Not even a little bit.
Isabel, you have, when you wake up in the morning, you're missing 20 silver pieces and let's say maybe like two general items. They just
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like general items, like, adventuring items, not your weapon
Okay.
and sword and everything. but,
Okay, I was gonna say if that's her longbow's missing, she's gonna flip her shit.
No.
Okay. Did someone steal my stuff last night?
Well, I thought you were on watch, eh?
No. I did not see anything.
I'm gonna immediately look around for footprints that are not ours.
Make
I'm gonna look
survival
at
check.
Anything of value?
I'm gonna look
What?
at my cat and see if she's telling me the truth.
Who's telling you the
Anything
truth?
of value?
They took some gold. They took my silver. I don't care about the rope. I care about the money.
Is anyone making a survival check, or what checks are folks making here?
What check do you need me to make for footprints?
Survival.
That's a 10.
Can I try?
No. By that point, she's either stepped on the other footprints she probably needed to look at or look around here. So, unable. It just looks like it's mixed in with a whole bunch of your footprints, footprints from the guard who came eventually, when he came and got some food and left. It's just a hodgepodge. It looks like a well-used kind of area for people to sleep and nap at. So kind of hard to ascertain which footprints which. But yeah, so it's morning time. You folks can continue on your journey if you would like. So you continue west, if no one has anything else. You continue west, and looking at the landscape, nature, and everything like that, everything's pretty similar from the world you came from. Let's see. The fields that you see some dandelions that are, instead of their poofy shape, they're more like spiral, so they kind of let themselves go in a spiral pattern instead of a big poof. You see some trees that are conifers that the little pine, the needles on them, they're actually a little bit more needly than what you're used to, so a bit more spiky. But there's these little changes to let you know, sometimes you forget when you're just mundanely just putting one foot in front of the other as you're heading westward that you're not in familiar territory, but then there's little cues that remind you this isn't Kansas anymore, rather. So eventually you get to a place that, go ahead, Pick.
Every once in a while, Pick is just gonna take a clipping, or he's just gonna take one of the little flowers, and he's just gonna start start a little collection of bottles that have little clippings and plants in them in his bag, and they're just he's just taking little samples of the different plants to check them out.
Okay, so as you do that, you went to go grab a couple flowers here or there, and things that are in bloom. And you pick one and you see a butterfly, and you go to put your finger up to that butterfly, and as you do, you see this little almost a scorpion tail looking thing off the butterfly go and sting your hand. I'm gonna do a little roll here.
God.
New place, new me. Does a 15 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. Go and make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god.
Dear.
Wonderful.
What a way to go.
Oh no.
Scorpion butterfly death.
Oh no. That's a 5.
Okay.
Oh no.
Ow.
You take 6 points of poison damage, and since you're new to this place, you've discovered that you're allergic to this for some reason, species of whatever type of butterfly scorpion combo this is, and so you're considered poison for the next hour.
Oh man. Yeah, he's just gonna look up. He's just gonna be like, I don't feel so.
Oh no.
Whoa.
Isabel's just gonna like pull his hair back and gently pat his back as he movements.
Oh.
I'm gonna take one of my hand axes and backhand the Scorpa fly onto the ground and step on it.
Okay, easy enough. You kind of do that motion, and as it's kind of twitching there, the butterfly wings look like super pretty, but it's just that stinger that just looks fucked up. It has like this, shifting chameleon, like blue to it. So it's like blue, but through the blueness, it kind of shifts to rainbow colors. And you just stomp on the. Yeah, and you stomp on the Scorpa fly, and it dies off. You folks continue on, and you continue on, and you get to a place where it looks more gnatty. There's like a lot of gnats kind of swarming around, or gnat-like creatures, I should say. As you bump into all these gnats, let's see. Let's just make a Constitution saving throw for all of you.
DM, quick question. Would this terrain happen to be swamp?
You're coming up
Because of the bugs?
You're coming up to what you think is possibly swampy, yes.
Yeah!
Swamp.
Swamp.
Now we're getting
swamp,
good.
baby.
That's
You
a
said
3 for Isabel.
Okay.
Oh no, guys. You said it was a Constitution saving throw, right?
Yep.
11.
Okay.
17.
Okay. And pick Constitution saving throw, please. At disadvantage, I think, because you're poisoned. You'll get there.
But technically, I rolled a 4.
But anyway,
Like that's
as
well.
if you
God.
folks got a 12 or lower, you didn't notice the gnats as you folks are walking through, and then they all start hitting your mouth, like they're in your mouth, and you get that consistency. But after like 2 seconds, it kind of hits you with like a small explosion of like mintiness, and it's almost like a 5 gum commercial, like.
What?
How it feels to chew 5 gum.
What?
And so the gnats here kind of have a slightly minty taste to it.
What?
And are pretty harmless. You just came out of that exchange with a minty fresh breath. That's all.
Okay, then. Can Isabel take point when we come up to the swamp?
Can you what?
Isabel wants to take point.
Take point. Yes, you can take point. So you go ahead and take point, and you lead the party forward. So you're not, and it does get swampy. Now you're as the dirt turns into dirt that's more waterlogged and has leaves and all these sorts of foliage and flora in it. It kind of gets a little bit more bogged down. But as you see the party kind of struggling, you tell the party, like, hey, move in this fashion, follow my footsteps, kind of follow what I'm doing. You folks aren't going to take any... I think you're the whole group, right? Doesn't take any sort of...
You have your proficiency bonus is doubled for proficient skills, and you make an intelligence or wisdom check related to it. While traveling for an hour or more in your chosen terrain, difficult terrain doesn't slow you or your group's travel. Your group can't become lost except by magical means. You remain alert to danger even when you're engaged in another activity. You can move stealthily at a normal pace. You find twice as much food while foraging, and while tracking creatures, you learn the exact number, sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area.
Okay, good to know.
That's a mouthful.
You move forward, and so you can move through difficult terrain for an hour without any of those effects happening, right? Because it said an hour.
Yes.
Okay. Eventually, an hour passes by, and it does become difficult for the group to kind of keep pushing forward. As you make your way through the swamp, you notice that the swamp seems to have a good amount of activity to it. A little bit more busy than most swamps that you've been to. Not so much so that it's frightening, but just like something that you notice. You're like, oh, this is, this swamp is more popping than some of the other swamps I've been to. As you keep pushing forward, it starts becoming dark out again, and you notice that as the swamp kind of, let me back this up, as the day progresses later into almost dusk and nighttime, the swamp gets a little bit more busy. You hear more crickets like going off. You hear like, you hear just like all these creatures and like crickets going, all these crickets chirping, and eventually you folks get pretty tired. Traversing through swamp is hard work, and you see that as dusk has happened, that you've seen like a couple creatures move through the main path that you're taking, because the path that you're taking seems to be a little bit more elevated than the swamp around you. However, it's still swampy in places, but it seems like the main path that would lead you westward towards whatever area they told you folks to go. So, becoming nighttime again, what do you folks like to do?
Can I see if there's any like dry terrain around us, or is it all just marshland?
Absolutely. Go ahead and make a survival check with advantage, because your feat allows you to do that, right? For your ability.
Yes.
Dice everywhere.
That's a non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20. Okay.
Dirty 20, yeah.
You're able to see some recent tree fall in an area, like a lot of big tree fall in a certain area. You're not in deep swamp yet, but you're in enough. But you do see some trees that are recently kind of like felled over, and so it looks like a dry enough spot of them collectively for you folks to settle down. And you gather some foliage from whatever other flora, whatever flora that you see around there. And you're able to kind of disperse that around this area that looks mostly dry to create a comfortable place for your party to inhabit it for the night.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that all happens. And it seems like it's going to be a pretty cold night, so do what you would like. But yeah, so what would you folks like to do for another night out in the wonderful outdoors?
Was that in character as Aurora?
No, that was me.
Oh, okay. I was dead ass gonna suggest if you wanted to cuddle for warmth, Isabel is so down to cuddle Jade.
Love it. No, maybe she like casually whispers it to like Nikolai, like, "Stay close to me, honey. We gotta cuddle for warmth."
I rather watch.
You say that. What's the watch is going to be like? Sorry.
I'll take second if Estelle's taking first.
Yeah, I'll take first.
I can take third again.
Isabel.
I'll make dinner. And that's what he does. And he sets, he makes he sets like he uses some wet leaves, so it's a little smokier in the area, but he makes sure there's no bugs because he's already been stung and poisoned, and he doesn't need any of that shit.
Yeah, you're no longer under the poison condition. But the kind of, which brings me to the fauna around here. The frogs that you have seen around here, they still have like their pollywog tails attached, so you see them jumping, and then as they jump, if they see like a fly or some sort of flying insect, they'll snap them with their tail, and then find it and then eat the insects. So you kind of see that exchange happening, that these frogs haven't like lost their polywogs tail.
That's so cool.
Love it.
All right, so Isabel, go ahead and roll to see your perception check for the night, and then pick if you wanted to make something using the frogs around the area as the protein source. And there's plenty of like marsh roots that you can use that are probably edible. Whatever you'd like to do.
I rolled a 14.
14. Okay, good to know. You rolled a 14, so nothing is going to happen on that first watch. Pick. Do you know how you're going to be chefing up the stuff tonight?
I think he's just gonna go. He doesn't, especially after he got stung, he doesn't trust the local wildlife right now, so he's just gonna use some of his own supplies.
Okay. Makes sense. All right. So, nothing happens during your watch, Isabel. Zelrora, if you want to go ahead and... I mean, nothing happens other than the active, busy noises of a swamp, which is nuts.
What am I rolling for again? Perception?
Perception.
That is an 8.
Oof, you hate to see it, folks. As a cast member. As a DM, amazing. Anyway.
I'm
So,
glad my
at this-
misery.
So at this moment, like, you're kind of all the sounds of the fauna and flora around you kind of like becomes a symphony of just like this perfect sleepy time lullaby, just white noise, and that starts happening, and you start to like fade in and out, and your eyes droop. When you wake up, or like when you like kind of come to, as like your head bobs down between your shoulders, and like it hits like it hits the hilt of your what is your weapon? Rapier. 'Cause it hits because you had it like planted like this, like standing watch, looking around, and your head hits like the tip of your rapier, not the tip, but the hilt. You come to, and you see these two looking frog humanoids jumping towards you. And they're going to get some attacks in really quick.
Oh no! Oh
You
god!
You know,
Oh shit.
I'm immediately trying to like wake up everybody.
yeah. All right. Oh, yeah.
Isabel, it's like the moment in Jumanji. She's just kind of half out of it. What year is it?
Okay.
Yeah,
So you're going to...
Jade is up as
First-
quickly as she can be.
The first attack is 11. Does that hit? You, Zelrora?
That is a no.
Okay. Second attack. 5. Doesn't hit you. And then... Okay. And then the other one's going to try and hit you as well.
Okay.
That is a 12. That doesn't hit, I don't think. And a 21.
21 will hit. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you believe?
So you're going to take... Oh, other dice. You're going to take 8 points of damage as the spear like comes and hits you right into your right under your armpit. It like sinks itself in, and you just hear this roar, and it's just like stabbing you.
Oh jeez.
And it's just like this humanoid-looking frog thing, green skin, like big bulging eyes to the side right here that are yellow and kind of they're blinking, not in sync with each other. And they're wearing kind of like
do not like
shabby. They're wearing shabby type of clothing. Just looks like whatever they've pulled from anywhere. And they also still have like their polywog looking tails. They're just like bigger and humanoid.
Big X, and can I?
Mm-hmm.
So I was hit once. Can I do my repose reaction on one of the misses? It's a reaction if somebody misses an attack on me.
Ah. Let us do a... Give me just a quick dexterity check, because I'm just seeing, because you got surprised, and they kind of got the jump on you. So I just want to see if you're able to react in that kind of waking up stupor.
Dex check. Lol, that is a 6.
Yeah, so you're waking up in your, like, you know, groggy stupor. Your reactions weren't fast enough after you process, like, huge humanoid frog-looking dude attacking me with spear. What?
Oh god!
At this point, I'm going to have everyone roll initiative, please.
Okay, so we're doing this.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yay.
15 for Isabel.
Okay.
Natural 20!
Oh yeah, that's what I like.
Hell yeah.
So 22 total.
Hey.
Pew, 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 pew.
All right, so...
I got a 19.
I got 12. 19, 20, 12.
Isabel, what did you get?
Listen,
Rolled a 15.
15. And did you folks roll for any of the other following party members or no?
I will roll for Little Bird. If
I'll
someone
roll for
wants to take
Patience.
patience.
Yeah, it's only fitting.
Oh no. Oh no.
What'd you get?
Hold on, let me pull up the sheet.
That's
Yeah,
a 5.
remember, the sheets
Oh, no.
are on the Google Drive that we created, so if you folks need to Jaeger people, their sheet should be on that Google Drive that I shared.
You are intelligent when you did that.
I'm capable of intelligent things sometimes.
Same.
That's so useful for school. Google Drive.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know
Patience
how our
rolled a
parents got through
17.
college. Okay. Mom, Dad, how did you get through college without Google Drive? I don't understand. Not that my parents went to college, but anyway. So we have... Alright, so I have to describe things to you folks. So what happens is at your campground, 2 of the... I'll just call them what they are. Bullywugs. 2 of the bullywugs are right on Zelrora, and the other 4 are approaching from your left, like all the way from your left and all the way from your right, and they're trying to like pincer the party with the 2 in front. I guess how I'd have you laid out is that Zelrora, you're going to be obviously in the front. We'll have Jade to the right of you, Patience to the left. Isabel, you're going to be right there with Patience. Pick, you're going to be right with Jade, and then Little Bird is going to be right behind you, Zelrora. So we're just going to do things in pairs. So, do you guys understand that in your theater of the mind?
Yeah.
Perfect. So, it's going to be, and let me roll it right down these things real quick.
And the 2 frog people, they aren't flanking me. They're like a V in front of me.
The 2 ones in front of you, they're like right next to each other. They're kind of like both with their spears, and they're right next to each other, kind of holding you at bay with both their spears.
Okay, got it.
It is going to be Jade. Jade, it is your turn first. So you have 2 of these bullywugs coming towards you. You have Pick just to your right behind you, like right where your right hip is. And then you have these 2 bullywugs like closing the distance on you. They're about 10 feet away with spears. What would you like to do?
All right. Well, first of all, I'm going to rage.
Woo!
Nice.
Look.
Yes.
Oh man, I've been sleeping almost all week. I have no muscles. And
Symptom.
Jade is going to attack one of them twice with her whip.
Sweet, go for it. So you get up, and you hear all this commotion. You see these two bullywugs come towards you after they attack Zelrora. You hit them with the flexin, and then you pull out your whip, start going to town. Go ahead and make your attack.
All right, attack rolls. Let's see. The same one on both dice. 14 for both hits.
Yeah, 14 hits. So go ahead and both of those hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. So we've got 7 points of damage on the first one,
Okay. Wow.
Nice.
and 5 points of damage on the second one.
Okay. So let me just. Hello, pens. Please work. That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. Okay. So this first bullywug, you kind of get up, you flex, you grab your whip, and then you kind of just do this whipping action, and you see their big, like, kind of eyes that are kind of shining in the moonlight. You whip at one of them, it pierces its eye, now closes that one, and it's trying to hold you back with a spear, and you see it, like, clutch onto its eye, croaking, like, and then you go and smack the other one, and then it just falls with both hands on its eyes into the water and just goes sploosh, and all this water, like, kicks up. You feel this cold swamp water hit your face as this one dies.
Nice.
Nice.
Is there anything
Okay,
else?
that was easy.
GG, easy.
No, I'm just going to hold a ready stance. Maybe
Okay,
step
perfect.
back for Pick to take initiative,
Got
for
it.
lack of a better term.
So now it's their turn. This other one is going to attack you because it saw you attack his friend, his buddy. Natural 20, I believe that hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
Got him, coach.
First condition play when you need them.
That's going to be 7 points of damage as it gets angry and does this like leap at you. And mid leap, you see it as you had your arm extended to whip out at the other bullywug. It goes and clamps down onto your arm and bites onto your arm, and it's just like croaking as it's there. You see its big cheeks like go in and out as it's croaking on. It's pretty gross.
Do frogs have teeth?
This feels like it. Sure feels like it. I don't know, but it feels like it. And it's going to then grab its spear and kind of like short halt it into where it can grab it by the tip and start jabbing at you.
Ow!
Another natural 20. This guy's
God damn!
his friend.
Clearly!
Hey man, it's been 3 weeks. I'm gonna start rolling right here, you know. Gotta get these
Saving them
rolls
up.
in. Anyway, it was only 5 damage, so don't worry.
Okay. Well, good thing I took an extra point to my constitution at this level.
So as it's like croaking and biting onto your shoulder, it grabs its spear and it's gonna jam it into your shoulder.
Ow!
And from there, let's see. I think we're gonna end it for now, and we're gonna leave back on their turn because I can go down the side from there. But we'll leave it there for next week. We're leaving there on a great fight, so we haven't played in a while, but at least when we come back, we'll be doing some more combat. I'm happy that we got to, shake the rust off. Did my move here in Spokane, Washington, from California, and we got our game in. So it's been a while, and I missed you folks.
Yay.
Yay!
Yeah, man. 3 weeks of that D&D, I was going into withdrawals.
I definitely missed it. I know last week Pepper was with me, and I was like, oh, I almost feel up for the game, and then I proceeded to fall asleep again.
Well, you just had major surgery, babe.
Oh, I know.
That's very
I
true.
sleep a lot right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Chronic sleepage disease.
We got about 6 minutes. Let's do it a little bit different. Instead of saying what you really enjoyed this this session, let's do something a little bit different. Let's do, your name, the name of your character, where people can find you on social media, and what you're grateful for this week. Since we have a lot of people sick who got surgery, let's just try and get some positive vibes out there. So go ahead, Isabel. We'll pass it to you first.
Okay, well, you can find me on Twitter at MeBeThey4815. You can find me on a Archive of Our Own with the same handle. I am playing Isabel, the world's stupidest Tief Ranger. I love her to death, but she has a negative intelligence modifier. And honestly, I'm just grateful to have a job. Like, my workday was crazy. We had 2 people walk off the floor. We had 3 people not show up. Our manager is completely rearranging the back room, so I have no idea where anything is. We're getting hit with summer crowds already, and despite all its craziness, I'm just thankful that I'm getting a paycheck.
Hey, paychecks. Super good. All right. Jade? Or not Jade.
All right.
Alexis.
I get you. I understand. I'm Alexei, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at ASG Creations. Twitter is with 2 underscores, and Instagram is with a dot. I play Jade, the Shadarkai barbarian with the emotional range of a teaspoon. But she's learning. She's trying. And she's figured out the rage thing, at least. I am looking forward to more healing in the next week, my post-op appointment, well, actually, that might be the week after, making more dice, and also registering for my fall classes.
Yay!
School. Gotta do it. All right. Lindsay, go ahead and do your outro.
Hi, yes, I'm Lindsay Bouchard. You can find me on Twitter at DeBurbles. You can find me on Instagram and Tumblr, and in the Twitch chat as Something That Says Bubbles. I play Zalrora Balin Zeus, the crazy circus child who now has a beautiful flower beard, courtesy of Pick. And I am super grateful that my brother's here. He was in the hospital for a bit, and I was really scared, but he's doing well, and he's here. He's in the next room. We're going to go grab dinner after this. And I'm also super, super happy I got to go to my first Pride this week. And it was amazing.
Dude, Prides are so much fun.
My flag behind me, and yeah, it was just a really great experience just to be surrounded by people and feel the love and really just feel seen and valid, and it was rad.
Nice. Yeah, Pride is so awesome. I've been to 2 of them. They're super cool. All right, Pick. Alex, go ahead and do your outro.
No worries. Hey, I'm Alex Williams. I'm the resident Canadian. You can find me at Snow Serious on Twitter and on Instagram. My hopefully Pick will be doing something hopefully positive soon. If not fighting, then healing. We'll see what happens. Something I'm grateful for. You know what? Just that I'm healthy enough even to be doing this. You know, it's been a rough week. Been a lot of medical stuff that I've had to deal with in the last little while, and just knowing that I'm functional and all that just is great, honestly. Being able to get out there and do stuff.
Hell yeah. All right, and I'll sign us off. So for me, I'm Michael Sinclair II. You can find me on Michael Crits. I'm the Dungeon Master, obviously. Thing I'm grateful for is the move up here to Spokane, Washington was from Redlands was safe. We got here. I have a new home that we're renting, which is awesome. And then I got this free shirt from this other D&D podcast. I don't know if I'm allowed to name them, but I want to thank them. They know who they are. But got this awesome shirt from them, so want to shout those folks out. If you want to know who they are, just DM or Twitter. Send me a thing on Twitter, but I'm not going to say anything. I don't know how this channel works. But anyway, grateful for all those things. Grateful for these amazing players that I had, that they try to make it despite being sick or recovering from surgeries. They're toughing it out, and for my other members, they're just generally healthy, and hopefully everyone comes here next week. I am thankful for Encounter Roleplay and the cast, and I'm getting some more opportunities here through maybe some RPG stuff. So just grateful for everything I got going on in my life. But anyway, let's sign out. This is us from Ghost of Salt Marsh, the Sirens Metal, signing out. Love you all, folks. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.